Hey guys, welcome back to the ATB channel. It's Trishul here. We are working on the E34 today. It's got a squealy belt, so we're going to fix that, tighten it, replace it. We'll see what it is. So yeah, stay tuned to find out what it is, what's happened to it. Today actually I took another one of our cars for an MOT. It's the E38, sorry it's all blurred. But yeah, I had to get 2 new rear tyres on it. But yeah, it's looking good. So yeah, stay tuned to see what happens with this E34. I'm going to stick the camera up on a time lapse or something, and yeah, we'll see what is causing the squeal. It's my Halfords toolkit that I'm using, very handy. First thing that I'm going to do is stick the battery on. I had to take it off to use it for another car, but let's get that back on. Hopefully the alarm doesn't start blaring off. But once I've done this, then I'll start it and see if I can show you guys the squealing of the belt. Get this on. The sound isn't going off, but you can see the indicators are going off. It's obviously not happy, so I'm going to disarm it. There we go. And I'm going to give it a good old start up. Make sure it's not in gear. Let it fire. You can't hear the belt going at the moment, but it does go off when you start driving the car. Just going to stick this back in, just to keep the battery secure. This is an abnormally small battery for this car. It needs a bigger battery, but it's the only one I had for the moment. So, let's see. There we go. As you can hear, the battery, the belt is squealing. One of the belts anyway, not sure which one, but we'll take a look at it in a second. I'll start stripping it apart, see which one it is, and then knock the car off for now. So yeah, I'm gonna start stripping all this out. I'll probably stick it on time lapse, and once I get to the belt, see what's up with it. I can see that this alternator belt is pretty loose, but we are on the maximum tension, maximum setting for it, so I've got a feeling it's that belt. The one underneath it is nice and strong, so yeah, I'm going to remove this belt, hop into a local parts store and get a replacement and stick it on. So yeah, I'll stick you guys on a time lapse. Away we go. If you're enjoying the video so far, be sure to like and subscribe, and drop a comment below. Right guys, as you saw in the time lapse, I managed to take all 3 belts out. One's for the alternator. Sorry, we'll start with the one that's the furthest in, which is, yes, the alternator. And then the second one was the AC air compressor. And the third one was the power steering. So power steering and the AC are fine. It was this one, the alternator belt was just overstretched, so I couldn't tighten it anymore. It was just squealing like crazy, as you saw in the video earlier. Just a quick rundown on what I did. Go around the other side. So down here there's the alternator, there you go, and there's various bolts around that with the adjuster right there, which I use to release the belt. Same with the power steering, that's the adjuster right there, and then the AC condenser. I'm not sure if you can see that, but that will be an adjuster down there as well. Again, all three auxiliaries had roughly 3 odd bolts, and then the 4th bolt, well, or the 3rd bolt, which was the adjuster. So yeah, pretty simple to take all the belts out. The frustrating part was that this alternator belt, which was the one that was squealing, was the furthest in, so I had to take out all the belts until I got to that point. So yeah, I'm gonna go pick up a new belt, and then you can watch me put it all back together. Actually had a bunch of belts lying around. These are, so this is the original belt, the one that came off. These are way too small, even that one. I tried to pull it against it, and it's a bit small, but I think I found one that is about right, about the right size. Right. So the original belt is actually a little bit big. This one looks like it's about the same size, but maybe a bit smaller. So I'm going to stick it on and see if it works. If not, otherwise I'll go to the parts store and pick up a new one. I'm just going to give this one a try. Stick my gloves on. Get it around the water pump. Crank. And over to the alternator itself. Might need to adjust the alternator a bit. Right, it's a bit small, it's a bit too small, so it might not work unless I can adjust this right back. I don't think I can anymore. I'll show you that, guys, in a second. As you can see, that's on the smallest setting on the adjuster, and it's just too small, so unfortunately that's not going to work. So yeah, I'm going to have to hop to the parts store and pick up one. Just picked up a new belt, and that was a total of £9.42. Can't go wrong. Right, I'm going to go fit it on now. Right guys, I picked up the belt from Parker's, my local parts store, and I'm back now, and I'm going to fit the new belt in. Stopped up at a Greg's for a cheeky vegan steak bake because I'm vegan. Once I finish this, I'm going to stick the camera on and show you guys once the job is done. Right guys, so I've put all the belts back on now. This is the alternator belt, and as you can see it's so much tighter. Power steering is all good, and AC pump is all good too. I am not going to put the fan and everything back on yet. What I'm going to do is start the car as it is. Actually, you might not like it, so I'm going to put the airbox on and connect the MAF sensor, and then start it up and test it and see how it runs. I'm not going to fit the box on properly. I'm just literally going to place it there and plug the MAF sensor in, just so that the car is happy. I'll then put all the air filter and all that back in properly. Just need to connect that, put that up. Right, I'm going to give it a start up now. Got to disarm it just because of the alarm. Give it a buzz. sounds a bit rough on cold start. I think it's just a choke thing, but once it's running and it's warm, it's really good. It sounds really good. Just gonna rev it up a bit. Brilliant, no more squealing, so I'm gonna switch it off. I'm happy with that. Right, the next part is I'm gonna put everything else that I took off back on the car, so I'm gonna stick you guys back on a time lapse and take it from there. There you go guys, that's all done. I've put the airbox back on, the fan shroud, the fan, and yeah, that's basically the job. It was very simple. Guys, it only requires simple tools, 13mm spanners, 13mm sockets and ratchets, really basic tools just to change the fan. And yeah, easy. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Thank you for watching this episode on the E34 525i. It's a lovely car. It's only done 29,000 miles. It's a manual, it's a 525i straight 6. It is absolutely gorgeous. I'll do some B-rolls and some shots of the car for you guys just to see it. It's really gorgeous, it's really nice. It's straight as an arrow and drives like a dream. It literally is the closest thing I've ever been to a brand new E34. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.
Let him cook now. Let him cook.